What's good, everybody? It's your boy Pedro Losa, and I am back. Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new here, make sure you subscribe before we get started. What the fuck is that? Is that a fucking shit on my fucking lens? It was a fucking fly on my lens. Oh my god. Alright, we're gonna start over. Hey everybody, it's your boy Pedro Losa, and welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, make sure you subscribe before we get started. And everybody knows that it's the month of June, and June is Pride Month. So this is the month that we, as a LGBTQ community, we all take the whole month to celebrate how proud we are. And before the month was out, I definitely wanted to get this video in and just share something with you guys. It's obvious that I'm gay. I wear it on my sleeve. I'm out. I've been out for years, and I feel like a lot of people don't know my coming out story, so I wanted to share this with you guys. It might help some people, like if you're a younger guy, girl, whoever, who is, struggling with yourself to come out or to be who you really are. I feel like this video might help. Just to give you a little background story, I've been gay my whole life as far as I know what gay was. So when I was back in kindergarten, I knew that I had an attraction to guys, but I did not know what to call it. I didn't know how to label it, and I didn't think it needed a label or anything like that. But once I found out what that label was, I did identify with that label very well. Not really kindergarten, more like first grade. I first realized that I had an attraction to guys, but skipping all that through 3rd, 4th, 5th grade, I already knew. I knew I was gay my whole life. But actually acting on those actions took a little bit more time. So when I got to high school is when I started to engage. And when I say engage, I don't mean actually, do anything with guys, but I mean like engage in conversations with guys that I might find attractive. So I would I would tell a guy, I would just not straight up tell him, but I don't know, I'm a shy person, so I'm not gonna just throw myself to you, I want you, and that's it. No, I'm gonna be like, okay, I hope he's looking at me or some shit, but whatever. In high school, I was talking to guys. Not really in person. I was doing a lot of the online thing, getting the MySpace days, and really MySpace is where I was talking to guys, especially on MySpace. That's kind of what gave me the courage to talk to guys in person. There was this one guy in particular. I'm not gonna disclose his name, but I can't even remember his name. I was in 11th grade, the summer after 11th grade. It was the summer before my senior year of high school, and I was on the phone, and I had minutes back then on my cell phone, so I did not want to use my cell phone to talk to this guy, so I was using the house phone. Me not thinking anything of it, because I've always been talking to guys on the phone, since I was 14, 15. When my mother would find out, I would just say that they were my friends or something like that. But I was on the phone with him, and we were talking, and he was having some issues with people. He just had a lot of problems. He just didn't roll with a good group of people, especially according to his mother. His mother didn't believe that these people were good. Not that I know his mother personally or anything that was going on between them. I only knew what he told me about her. And from my understanding, she didn't like the people that he hung out with, but he felt like they were there for him, so that's why he clung to them, if that's even a word. I was on the phone with him. We spoke the whole night. The very next day, my grandmother had woken me up. She says, "This woman wants to talk to your mother." So I'm confused as fuck. I'm like, okay. My grandmother said, "Oh yeah, the woman says that you know her son and she's been looking for her son." So I'm like, okay. And she was like, she wants to talk to your mother. I'm like, okay, that's fine. They can talk. Yeah, it's a concerned mother. She's looking for her son. Of course she can talk to my mother. Why not? I didn't think the conversation would be any more than, he's not here, and that's that. But when my mother got home, she called her. So what I thought was going to be a 5-minute conversation turned into a 50-minute conversation. She was just giving her all of the details, he was running around in Brooklyn with these gay guys and da-da-da-da, and they're doing all this types of shit, and I don't know. But my mother was not into that. She was not feeling that. And so she checked on his MySpace page to see who he was. Then she she was checking on the MySpace pages to see who everybody in this scenario was, because the mother of the guy was putting her onto so much and to so many people that this her son was involved with, that my mother was curious to know who these people that he's running around with that got his mother looking for him. So she pulls up the MySpace pages, and then she's going, and she's like, it's like, she's looking through his photos, because she had me pull this shit up. She's looking through his fucking pictures, and I let her see everything. And she goes, is he gay? She's like on the phone with him, with his mother, and she's like, and I'm like, my face is just like, I guess so, I don't know, but I was like, I don't know. I ain't want no parts of that. I ain't worth catching me. Bitch, he might be gay, but shit, I don't know. I ain't gay. That was gonna be my story, and I was sticking to it. But then she went on my page. And you know, this was MySpace, so back then you could hide your comments, you could hide mad shit. Like, I knew those codes for everything. So my comments were hidden, my friends list was hidden, my comments and my photos were hidden. Everything was freaking hidden. Except for the fact that she was on my actual account. So everything was visible. So she looked through my pictures, and she was able to see the comments that guys would leave me. And it was like, they were very suggestive. They weren't too crazy and over the top, because I was only, 16 at the time? I was still a virgin at the time, so for those suggestive types of things to be on there, like nice lips and just like, it was very blatant. But I didn't care about that too much, because it wasn't visible on my page to the public. It was only something that I was able to see, that only I had access to, until my mother saw my page on my account. But that's when her whole face changed. Like, if you could see her face, it was like one of those faces that, like, you know you fucked up. Like, you did something, and she was like, she gave me, like, I'm gonna handle you after this face. Like, I got something for that. Like, I got some questions for you. So, you know, me, I just sat there. I'm nervous as fuck waiting for her to get off this phone call. I was wishing the fucking call never ended. But they finished their conversation, and that's when she continued to look through my comments and through everything. And she's like, she's reading them. She was like, oh, what's this? What's this? What's this? You like that? I was like, just like trying to deny the whole thing. Like, no, I mean, they're just comments. I don't care about them. And she's like, so, are you gay? And I was like, no, I'm not gay. She's like, so what is this? What straight man would be okay with any man saying this about him? Like, you know, giving him these types of compliments. And I couldn't say anything. I had nothing to say. But what I did say is that, I said, I'm not gay. I'm bi. Oh, mommy, I lied to you. I'm sorry, mommy. I lied to you that day. I lied. I was 100% gay, and but back then I still didn't know how to accept that. Or not really accept that I was into guys, but that I was only into guys. I didn't know how to accept that part, that I was only into guys. So I used to identify as bisexual. So that's when I told her, and I came out. And even prior to that conversation with me, my mom and her finding out, and my actual coming out story to my mom, because this is not really my coming out story, because before my mom knew, there was other people that knew. Like, I had friends and everything in high school that knew already. I even tried to talk to guys in high school. So people knew, but it was never confirmed with my mom. My mom, she probably had a feeling. I'm pretty sure she had some type of feeling, some type of something, because just to give you a little background on me, if you don't know me, she raised me as a single mom, so I've been with her my whole life, my little sister. So, you know, I grew up with these women, even though they I guess it was influential in some type of way, but not as far as my sexual orientation goes. They didn't influence that at all. But what I'm saying that to say that I used to, like, I know how to braid hair. I braid my own hair. Don't look right now. Don't look too bad right now. But yeah, I braided this myself. I braid my own hair. So I jumped double dutch. I used to step, dance, like, and this is stuff, I'm saying that now as like a 25-year-old man, but I was doing this stuff like those type of activities that would be considered more female activities since I was like 9, 10, 11, 12. Like, so I was real young doing these things before I actually started pursuing guys. She probably knew the whole time that I was gay, but it was never confirmed until that moment, or at least into guys until that moment. So just to go back a little bit, she asked me if I was gay. I said no. She asked me about the comments. I said they're just comments. She said what straight man would like any man giving them any type of compliments like that. And that's when I told her I was bisexual. And she was like, okay, so you like guys? I was like, yeah. And that's when she was like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm disappointed. When I was 16, like literally my whole life, like I never wanted to disappoint my mother. Like, to hear that blew my mind, cause like I'm 16 years old. I've been living the past 16 years. Everything that I've done, I just wanted my mother to be proud of. Like, that's it. Like, and you know, by the time I was 16, I had accomplished a lot. Like, I accomplished a lot. In school, outside of school, in my, like, just period. Like, I've always been very strong and able to do, and somebody that was able to show and prove. Like, I was always a go-getter, and like somebody that always wanted to make my mother proud. Like, so for her, to me, to hear her say that she was disappointed in me at that moment, I couldn't take it, and I was stuck. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know what to think. I didn't know what to say. But when I started crying, when I began to crash, that's when, you know, that's when she held me. She held me, and it was tough. I needed that hug because I felt like I needed somebody by me at that time. I felt like everything that I ever did meant nothing. Like, I felt like everything that I ever did meant nothing. This is when I was 16, so to go back to my accomplishments, I mean, like, I was already a multiple-time world champion, one of the fastest jumpers in the world in competitive double dutch. You guys probably don't know much about double dutch, but if you want, I'll include like a link or something in the video, or like go check out the Stan's Pepper Steppers YouTube channel. You'll catch a lot of my videos on there. So to move on, that happened. She held me. She said a few things to me, and one thing that stood out is that she said, "We're gonna pray this devil out of you." And in my head, I immediately thought, there ain't no fucking devil in me. Like, fuck is you talking about? That's the first thing that came to mind. Like, I didn't think of anything else except, you sound crazy. I don't know. I didn't want to, like, of course I didn't say that, and I was only thinking it, and I would never say that to my mom like that. Like, but I was just thinking, like, you sound like everybody else. So I'm just thinking, like, you are clueless. You have no idea. Like, you don't know what's going on in my head, my life, and like, it's like that part of my life she was absent in. But now I understand it, because she also told me she felt like she didn't know me anymore when I told her that. So that's probably the part that hurt her the most. She felt like she didn't know her son, who she raised, because I held that in. And we separated. She went in her room, and I was in the living room at the time during this conversation, and that's where I stayed for the night. This conversation Took place about 10 o'clock that morning. I'm telling you, I didn't leave that spot on that couch for at least 24 hours. That happened, you know, we said our things. She went on to go, you know, process it how she needed to process it. I processed my feelings how I needed to process them. We went our separate ways. I stayed on the couch. I didn't eat a thing. I couldn't eat a thing. I didn't drink anything. I just stayed there thinking all day about everything. The night comes and goes, and I get a phone call. It's the next day. It's my father. And he's like, yeah, your mother told me what happened. I'm like, okay. In my head, I'm just thinking like, I wonder what you got to say, sir, because I don't know if I'm going to really care for it. But he did say, you know, you're still my son and I love you. But this is before, you know, me and my father. Like, because if anybody knows me now, you know that my only father is Jesus Christ. Anyway, that's a video for another time. I spoke to my coach, my WH coach at the time. And he was like, just like, yeah, you know, I still love you and don't let it change who you are. You gotta still keep being you, still keep being Peter. And, you know, I love you. He was telling me about other jumpers that would, you know, he's dealt with it before. He's been coaching for years and he's come across so many people and, like, he's dealt with it before. It was nothing new to him. So he knew just what to say. He made me feel great. I'd never let it change me. And ever since that day, I've been able to proudly say that I am gay. And, you know, not hide it and not feel less than anybody or not feel like I'm going to be judged or not feel like I can't say it. You know, there's a time and a place for everything, so it's not always appropriate to disclose that information, but I'm proud. I'm very proud. Yeah, that was like pretty much my coming out story. I mean, like ever since then, I've been, you know, I feel like me telling people I'm gay is like an enhancement to me. The fuck? That's pretty much the extent of my coming out story, and like to my mom and everything, and kind of like to everybody, cause like I didn't really get the chance to tell my own coach. I didn't get the chance to tell my father. I didn't get the chance to tell certain people because my mother beat me to it when she found out. It's kind of like the next day I was getting phone calls from everybody in the world asking me, am I gay? But I'm gay, I'm out, I'm proud. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Please remember to subscribe to my channel. Check out my music videos. I'm dropping more music. I just dropped a song called Damn with Miss Mikey, another gay entertainer. So make sure you go check him out on Instagram at Miss Mikey I Am Him. Follow me on Instagram, it's Pedro Losa. I will leave you links down below. Go follow my SoundCloud, check out my SoundCloud. The song is on there on SoundCloud as well as iTunes, Amazon, YouTube, blah, 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 everything. It's everywhere. Mixtape out on SoundCloud, and I will be dropping another project very, 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 very soon. But until next time, take care. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like the jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. Tryna front on me, baby, you bet not. Your boy is known to get it lit and keep it red hot. So all that frontin', I'ma put that to a dead stop. Ain't with Young Money, honey, but I'll make your bed rock. Before I put it down, you already know what's up. It's just like hearing DJ Khaled say another one. Checking you out like groceries.